Hello, my very good friends out there in YouTube land. I want to say thank you for being with me today and permitting me to be with you on your cell phone, desktop computer, laptop computer, iPad, or whatever you watch my video from. I want to say welcome. Subscribers, I'm so energized because of what you have been doing and what you are doing. Thanks for sharing my video. And if you haven't shared, please do. And those of you who have not subscribed, I want to say kindly subscribe. And then share, because this is for everyone to listen to the information that we have to give you. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and I will want others to hear as well. You know, Liberia is a country that we all love. And as I mentioned in one of my videos, it is addicting. I promise you that. If you went to Liberia and you feel you will never go back, you are making a sad mistake, because eventually you will. It happened to me. I'm a living witness of what I'm telling you. I was there, planning never to go back because of the field and whatnot. But a week time when I was back in the States, it was my plan to return to Liberia, and it is my plan. And I'll tell you, really, I am seriously working towards it. Very much seriously working towards it. So when I hear things from Liberia, or we get to know about situation in our country, Liberia, and it's not going very well, it grieves my heart. And I believe I'm not the only one. There are so many of us out there in the diaspora that are willing and wanting to return to Liberia. We want to. So when we hear things are not going the way we expect it to go, it bothers us. Sometimes we have sleepless nights because we expect things to unfold in a way that will tend to encourage people to gravitate towards Liberia. Not only its citizens, but even expatriates, investors, to go to Liberia. You know, many times I listen to YouTube or I talk to people here in the States, and they talk about Ghana. Everybody wants to go to Ghana. That's where they want to go. They are giving them free land. And just to find out that the land they are giving is not actually giving it to them, but it's been leased for 55 years, 52 years actually. But they pay a certain amount of money to get papers and stuff, I think up to about $1,000, $6,000, $700. But everyone seems to want to go to Ghana. Because Ghana, it seems here in the States, especially among the African Americans, that's the only Africa. It's because of the ways and manner in which the Ghanaians are trying to, say things out there about a country that is so beautiful. And it makes people want to go. I was just speaking to a lady recently, an African American lady who said, I want to go to Ghana to visit and see how it is there. And if it's good, I will go to Ghana to retire. We say Liberia is the sister to the US, right? To America. But why not many people who felt that their forefathers came from Africa, came from Liberia as free slaves to America, why aren't they fighting and rushing to go back to Liberia? There must be a reason why, and we need to really study this to find out what's the reason. But I think some of the reason is division, divisiveness, hypocritical, don't love each other. Regardless of the circumstances, we tend to rip ourselves apart. Disunity. That could be some of the reasons why. And we see it showing its ugly face at this very moment in Liberia. There were 20 people that were running for elections in Liberia. I understand we have over 40 political parties in Liberia. And there were 20 standard bearers that ran for the past elections. Now we are going to the runoff. And what we are observing, what we are seeing, and that is unfolding right before our very eyes. Disunity, division, chaos. The 14th of November will be They run off. And there are political parties that are scrambling to pick a side. The two leading political parties, CDC and the UP. Everyone is fighting now. Which side should we support? There are some parties who have decided we're not going to say anything. If our supporters want to vote for either side, that's fine. But the leadership of these various parties will not get involved. But I don't see it happening with some of the political parties in Liberia. We see the ACO, I believe it's the All Liberian Collaborating Parties, I believe, or it was headed by the late Alhaji G.V. Nkrumah. And today they are fighting amongst themselves, splitting in half, one supporting the UP, which is the Standard Bearer Lasana. He's supporting the UP, and the Vice Standard Bearer is supporting the CDC. That is complete division. We see the same thing happening to the All Liberian Party, ALP. Ure and Costa plus Ure daughter, they were once upon a time with the UP. They were supporting Joseph Newman Boykai when they were part of the CPP. But they brought up some cockadoodle story, some kangaroo story, and said that Mr. Cummings was altering the documents and stuff for the CPP, so they sent him to court. Because why? He said, if we want to have a standard bearer, let the people speak out. Let the people choose. Let the people choose who they want to be the standard bearer. And that made them afraid and mad. Costa, Ure, his daughter, all of them left and joined Mr. Boykai in the UP. And I believe that some of these reasons that cause CPP to have its foot, on a weaker stand, because they had to go through this for months and people were hearing about it. And I remember people were saying, how can they go and defeat George Weah when they are fighting among themselves? The oppositions, they are in court every day. They are fighting among themselves. How can they be strong enough to fight against the ruling party? And we see the very same thing happening today. CPP wasn't involved in this election. Everybody said there were 3 people who were the contestant, the actual leading contestants. But unfortunately, when the elections came, we found out that CPP was nowhere counted. Nowhere counted. Whether they were deceived, whether people were dishonest to them, whether they were only after certain things from Mr. Cummings and his leadership, we don't know. We were not in the polling booth when they were voting, casting their votes. So we can't accuse anyone of whatever. But it happened disappointingly. CPP really didn't do a whole lot when they were one of the 3 that everybody thought was the leading party. Now we see the problem again. There are parties fighting among themselves. And I just tend to foresee that they are only running after the gravy train. They are thinking the leadership of these real parties, animosity, jealousy, hatred, divisiveness seems to be the hallmark, the talk of the town, or the attitude of our people. Which side should we join? Which side going to win so we can get at least a piece of that town elephant? So we see that Ure and Costa, because he wasn't given a 5 presidential running mate position, they all turned against Joseph Boykai and decided to join the CDC. Now, their party members, the executive members of the ALP are saying, no, we cannot support the CDC. So what will you call that? You see, if they are together, they will be strong. If they divided, they will be what? Weak. They will fall. And that is what's happening today. The ALP, the executive members are saying, no, we cannot support the CDC. But Ure Costa and his daughter have decided to support the CDC and went ahead and endorsed Mr. George Weah. What is going on, Liberians? Why aren't we just focused, determined, because 2029 is around the corner. It's coming. It's just 6 years from now. Those very political parties that we are talking about, they want to definitely run again. Maybe not the same standard bearer, but they will want to run again. And if you do this, if you call yourself the opposition, even though we realize that the UP, they are so arrogant, they felt they were going to win the first round and they were going to sweep the election. I was just listening to a young man the other day. He called himself Costa's best friend, and he said that UP going to flock CDC, and making these kind of statements. You don't know the Liberians people's heart. You don't know their thinking faculty, the way they think. You don't know it. So don't just come up and say you will flood the CDC. It was the same thing that Jackie McKay used to say when she was on closing argument. We're going to win the first round. Arrogancy. That's the problem today that the oppositions are faced with. They are divided. And if they are divided, how can they win George Weah? How can they win George Weah? I am not the one who, I'm now a person who's going to determine who wins the elections unless people go to the poll and vote. Well, who do you think have a better chance of winning this election? He's the ruling party, but there are oppositions who have decided to get on his bandwagon. Let's CPP. Because of what? Division, divisiveness, because of hatred, because, Joseph Boyka and his people did this to us. So we can't be a part of Joseph Boyka's party or UP. CDC didn't do anything to us in a way. So let's go and join the CDC bandwagon. So I'm a little bit taken aback when CPP decided to join CDC. But some people have spoken out. They said they don't see it the way it should be. But if the executive have decided it, then so be it. So that's okay. Once the executive come to a conclusion, there is no division, and they decided to support the CDC, that's fine. Go ahead and support the CDC. Those opposition who want to support UP, go ahead and support UP. And let's see in the final analysis who's going to come up on top, who's going to be victorious, and that person is going to be our leader. And as I said in my past videos, bow out gracefully. Don't cause any division and chaos. Let's have a peaceful election, Liberians. Let's have a peaceful country. Liberia is all we have, as it is always said. But the way things are going, where parties are fighting against party, within themselves, division within their own ranks, the hierarchies of each party seem to be fighting against the other group. The executive are divided. You support this group, because I'm a part of the executive, I'm going to support this party. You are only setting up for your own doom, political parties. ALP, ARCO, you guys are setting up for your doom. You're going to fail. 2029 come, people going to reflect back on what you have done. They're going to reflect on what you have done. And if you lose this, don't blame anyone, because if your own making. Because today, the great train is waving that flag, and everyone is now wondering, you are between you are standing in the middle, you don't know which side to go, you are sitting on the fence, one leg is so, which side should I jump on? Be careful, don't jump on the side with the bulldogs, because it will definitely devour you. So be very mindful with the decisions you all make on who to support. Who to support. But I will say again, it's better the devil you know than an angel you don't know. So be wise. Think before you choose. Because this is a crucial time in the life of Liberians and in the life of our country, Liberia. Liberians have suffered far too long and they are still suffering. Who do you think, Liberians, could be the better president? I want you to leave me a comment. For it is said, choose scripture, choose this day who you will serve. Are we going to choose Mr. George Weah, or are we going to choose Mr. Joseph Newman Boyka? Leave me a comment. Tell me who you're choosing. Who you think would be the best leader that would bring some relief to our people. That would try to help our people to lift them up and to put smiles on their faces again. Who do you think will be that person? So please leave me a comment. Leave me that person's name. And then we will decide, or it will be decided on the 14th, who will be the better leader. So I want to say thank you for watching my videos. Subscribers, don't forget, I'm your man, Sonny Wayne Fella. Please share my videos, like them, hit the notification bell to be notified each time a video comes up. I appreciate you. Liberians, may you be blessed, and the Republic of Liberia be blessed.